Denis Villeneuve's Dune, Part 2 has been a wild critical and commercial success, highlighting just how disappointing the reaction to an earlier sci-fi epic from the Canadian director really was. Completing the saga of Paul Atreides and resolving the cliffhanger left after his original 2021 Dune movie, the film proves that Villeneuve is more than capable of expertly handling a beloved sci-fi story and adding to its legacy. For all his critical success, however, Villeneuve's credentials in this space were arguably in doubt after a surprising failure in 2017. Unlike some of his contemporaries, Denis Villeneuve's movies haven't always been huge blockbusters. Despite an obvious talent for impressive spectacle and complex storytelling, his biggest financial success before 2024 came with Dune, Part 1, which racked up just over $430 million at the global box office. Many of his other acclaimed movies, such as Arrival and Sicario, were much more modest performers, netting $200 million and $85 million, respectively. However, while both movies turned a profit, one of Villeneuve's most critically successful sci-fi movies was a bona fide box office bomb, a performance that seems even worse post-Dune, Part 2. Dune 2's success makes Blade Runner 2049's box office an even bigger letdown. Dune already beating Blade Runner 2049 box office. After just 1 week in theaters, Dune, Part 2 has almost overtaken the entire box office haul of Villeneuve's legacy sequel Blade Runner 2049. Made on a budget of between $150 to $185 million, the movie made just $267 million globally, making it a financial disaster when factoring in additional marketing and promotional costs. Given that, pre-Dune, this was the first time that Villeneuve had been given such an extensive budget to realize his vision, it was felt in some quarters that Blade Runner 2049's failure proved that the director's style was too esoteric for mass market appeal. Dune, Part 2, however, proves that this couldn't be further from the truth. The movie's opening massively eclipsed both the original Dune and Blade Runner 2049, making $182.5 million globally over its 3-day opening weekend. Considering the extent to which Blade Runner 2049 underperformed expectations, Dune, Part 2 box office success not only cements Denis Villeneuve's credentials as a blockbuster director, but makes his earlier film's failure even more frustrating. Why Blade Runner 2049 bombed at the box office? In many ways, Blade Runner 2049's failure was a mystery. Before it reached theaters, box office projections had been incredibly healthy, with the film expected to make between $43 to $47 million in its opening weekend, via Deadline. Had it met these expectations, the movie might likely have outstripped Dune, 2021, based on the latter film's figures. Denis Villeneuve himself was baffled. As he told the Montreal Gazette,